Let's move on. Where are we going? The Independent.
This is
languages.
A great front-page story. I mean, clearly the story behind it, everybody's been opening their exams today. You have children running around celebrating. But the one exam they're not celebrating is passing French or German, because they're just not taking French and German. And the Indy have this sort of graphic on the front. And the inside pages suggest that for the first time ever, languages are out of the top 10. And guess what's coming to replace it? Religious education.
Maybe that's an indication of the diversity of this country now?
No, maybe it's an indication that it's easier to pass than the languages. Perhaps I'm being cynical, but I just think that maybe behind it.
Is a language at GCSE not compulsory? It was in my day.
It used to be, certainly, that you had to take them, yes.
One language, yeah.
But now they appear to be off the curriculum. You can choose yourself. I mean, I think the seriousness behind this is, does it matter? Is it important for British business? Is it important that our next generation speak languages? At one level, no, it doesn't, because unfortunately, you know, we're very lazy. The international language of business is English, isn't it? So it may not have an economic impact.
Well, I'm afraid I totally disagree, because it does have an economic impact, and it shows how arrogant this nation has become. If we think that being part of Europe means that we'll get everybody else to speak English, think again. I've done a lot of international business, and you've got to be able to have a basic level. The language of business might be English, but if you are not prepared to go in and have a bit of oui bonjour and comment ça va, and speak a bit of the lingo of whoever it is that you're dealing with, then they won't want to deal with you. And I'm sorry, if people want to work in an international marketplace, then I'm sorry, language is important.
Having a bit of we, non and all that kind of stuff, you can actually get, perhaps without doing the qualification. Perhaps what we're saying is the qualifications aren't the right way of doing languages. We need perhaps business languages to look at it in a different way, a more relevant way.
Do you think, James, that well, I guess they're 14, aren't they, when they choose their subjects? Do you think that what you rightly are saying about the international language of business and all the rest of it, but are they thinking that at the age of 14? Aren't they thinking?
Yeah, but that's why I think we have to get a grip over what it is that our nation's priorities are. And my view is that there are a lot of people who, at that age, don't speak properly even our own language, let alone others.
Well, let's focus on that then.
Yes, no, but let's also not forget that it shouldn't be just one language that people take. It should be two. And the reason is
learning German is pointless. I'd much rather my child was learning something of real value and use than learning German. It is not going to get them a job.
Rubbish.
And actually, you need. It won't. How will getting German get them a job?
Because I did a lot of work with Germany, and if you don't speak a bit of German, then they're not.
Nobody speaks Germany internationally at the moment.
That's not the point. The fact is that
German. It's the point about getting our children to have relevant skills to help them get jobs. No, German will not help them get a job.
No, well, it will actually. And the thing is that if you politicians got your head out the sand and realised that what you've got to have is you've got to have an international view on markets and on places, and that gives you, an individual, a real selling point. And if you want to get a job, why have we got so many people at that age out of work? It's because they can't communicate, not only in our language, but in others as well. It's about time.
It's relevant.
That's not the point. The point is that you've got to speak languages if you're going to get on, and I think that we are beginning to tick boxes in order to get the numbers up to make our schools look better, rather than learn what we need to learn.
Opposite ends of the spectrum, you're allowed to do that, that's fine, good discussion.